everyone, my name is Elisha and I'm the owner of the Curl Lounge, and I've partnered up with SheaMoisture to bring you a video about tips and tricks regarding natural hair. I've been doing natural hair for about 10 years now. I specialize in tighter textures, including my own. So today I'm going to give you a video regarding bantu knots. So I'm going to get into the video a little bit later, but I do want to talk a little bit about the products that I'm going to use today. So the first product that I'm going to use is the shampoo and the treatment, the purple rice water. I really do love the purple rice water because I've been using rice water in my hair lately, and I do find that it's going to be making a difference. The rice water does help bring your hair back to its natural pH, so that's why I do love it. And I love a product that has it. I find that myself when I'm making the rice water, I do find that it kind of has a little bit of a smell, so it's nice to have a product that has the rice water in it that smells amazing. So I definitely would tell you guys to go and try that. The mask is a reconstructor. It's really made for people who have a lot of damage on their hair, but you know, us curly girls, we always have a little bit of more split ends in our straight hair friends. So I definitely would suggest that. The product that I'm going to actually use to do the actual bantu knots is going to be the Curl Enhancing Smoothie. I've used a curl enhancing smoothie before this, just for like a wash and wear. I do really love it for the wash and wear. I find that it gives me a lot of hold. So when you are using it for your bantu knots, as I'm going to explain, I do would tell you guys to, not to use too much because it is a little bit on the heavier side, and you do want to make sure that you're not too heavy-handed, because when you do start to take out your bantu knots, it's going to you're going to need a little bit of oil on your hands, which you can use with this curl enhancing smoothie because it's kind of oil based. But it's going to give you that good hold. It's going to make your bantu knots last a good amount of time, even if you use just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way with that product. So you don't want to be too heavy-handed with it. And again, we're going to go through that step by step later on in the video. What I do want to talk to you guys about that I didn't really talk too much about in the video is sleeping with bantu knots. So you do really want to make sure that when you're sleeping with bantu knots that you have some type of silk scarf or satin scarf to tie down on your hair when you are sleeping with them. That's really just going to ensure that there is no frizz. Second, the reason that I do love bantu knots is a great protective style. It really is easy to do, and you can kind of wear it as a style when you first start before you take it out. Like I find that I see a lot of people now with the space buns, and now they're getting back into the bantu knots even without taking them out. They're like so cute. So I was walking around with them for a while and I got like so much compliments. So I think that's really nice. One other thing that I do want to talk to you about is again, the bantu knots just being a great protective style for sleeping, for going out. It does give you that bigger bounce. So if you do feel like you're getting, having a hard time getting some definition with your wash and go, I definitely would suggest the bantu knots. It does give you a lot of definition if you do it really small, if you have that time and patience. But again, time and patience means that you're gonna have great hair the next couple of days. It's good to spend the time to really make sure that you detangle, you really make sure that you kind of get those bantu knots in the sections that you want them to, because where you place them is where they're gonna be when you take them out. So again, placement is key, and it's just a great style. So let's get right into the video. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you guys love what I'm gonna do next. So I already washed and conditioned my hair with the purple rice water products. So I used their shampoo and their mask. And now I'm going to start to section my hair. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of a detangle. So after you've done this, you do want to get yourself some good clips. The clips that I'm using are just jaw clips. I'll show you. These ones right here, I like them because you can kind of use this part to part. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna part it down the middle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, I'm gonna use a comb just to do the back. Because we are going to be taking these out, again, it doesn't need to be perfect. I am going to clip this part up just to get out of the way. The more sections you kind of clip up, the more control you will get out of your hair. So definitely have at least 4 clips on hand. I'm gonna go over and just section right behind my ear. So the good thing about bantu knots is they're really good protective style if you do it correctly. Just gonna section this, and I'm gonna start with the back. So for the back, I am going to just use my finger and I'm going to part right above my ear. If you're going to sleep with them, which I recommend, I would try to do them high up and maybe even using like something to really help them stay in. So like elastic band. I wouldn't, maybe not elastic band, but like a hair tie. Something that's not going to rip your hair when you're taking them out. Maybe like a thicker one. The product that I'm gonna use to help hold my hair as I do the bantu knots is the Curl Enhancing Smoothie. I'm not going to be heavy-handed with it only because I don't like my hair too weighed down, but just enough that it's going to help hold the shape. So I would say for this section, I'm using probably like dime size amount. Rub it in my hands and just get it right on the ends. You do want to make sure that your hair is very smooth when you're doing bantu knots. The smoother the better. Just means it's going to last longer and it's going to come out better. So you do want to take the time to really make sure that you're smoothing it out right from the root all the way down. I like bigger sections. If you want more definition and more of a spiral, then do smaller sections. I have pretty fine hair, so it's okay. So what I'm doing is as I just detangled it, I'm just going to start twisting it from the root. And I'm going to keep on going. As I'm going, I'm gonna keep on detangling, making sure that it's nice and smooth. Again, continue twisting, keep on twisting. You really wanna make sure you get all the way to the end. The tighter, the better. The more tension, the better hold you're gonna get and the better set you'll get. So keep on going. And you'll start to see that it's gonna want to start to turn. So just keep on going. And now that it's turning, I'm going to start going around here, around the base. Still twisting as I'm going, but I'm kind of just making sure that the twist is going towards the base. And then I'm gonna tuck in. So it should look something like this. Should be quite tight. Again, if you're sleeping with it, I would try my best to get it as high as you can so that you're not like sleeping. It's kind of uncomfortable when you're sleeping with these guys. I'm gonna go into the next section. Again, smaller sections means more spiral when you're taking it out. And I'm going to take a comb that's not too fine, but I would say just medium thickness, just because we do want to make sure that we get all the tangles and get it smooth, but we also don't want to rip our hair. So if you have fine hair like me, you're gonna want to start at the bottom slowly and work your way up to the top. If you start from the root and work your way down, you're gonna have to use more tension, and that's gonna cause more breakage and more split ends. So again, I'm gonna take a little bit of this right at the root and work it down and focus some more on the ends. bantu knots. So here, be careful with your edges. You don't want to put too much tension on them because you don't want to ruin, give too much tension on your edges because that can cause some breakage. And a lot of people are, more prone to breakage around their hairline just because it takes the brunt of everything. So if you feel like you see your skin pulling, it's too tight and it's starting to hurt, I would definitely say you're going too tight. So take your time around the edges, especially if you worked really hard trying to get your edges to be a certain length. Oh, this one's not working out for me. So if you ever feel like what just happened to me is I lost the tension at that section just because I'm being more careful, go back in, comb it out again. Make sure it's nice and smooth. A wet brush works well as well if you're looking for another alternative to a brush. Wet brushes are made to comb wet hair. They have more flexible bristles, so they're not they're not too harsh on the hair. So I'm gonna keep on working my way all the way to the bottom, just twisting more. And then now I'm gonna work up and around. Going here, just really getting the base. And as you're going in the base, it's gonna get tighter as well. See how you can see mine is starting to bubble up right there? If it gets any tighter than that, I would definitely suggest taking it out and doing it again. Because again, you don't want to do too much to that edge piece. You can even like section a little bit of your edges out. Kind of like this, I'll show you. Because really, you're probably gonna lay those edges anyways when you're done. So why do you need to put them up in there? You can kind of just section them out, get them out of the way. And then I really want to make sure that you're tucking these ends right into the base, because that's how it's going to stay. Again, you can go through and put all of, like elastic bands around I wouldn't say elastic bands, sorry, hair ties, like the tangle-free ones, just so that it really stays. Because sometimes when you're sleeping and you're rolling around, you don't want to lose the tension, because then you're gonna lose the set, and then you're gonna lose how much curl you get and bounce you get after. So I am going to finish this side, and then I'll show you guys how it looks at the end. I've already did it yesterday, and I slept with it, so I'm just showing you guys how I take them out. So you're gonna see this one kind of lost its tension, but it's okay. We're gonna still work with it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to slowly unravel them. I'm gonna take your time not to make sure that it's not too, you're making it too frizzy. So I'm just unraveling. You can use a little bit of oil, but I'm gonna use my same product that I had started it with, which was the Enhancing Smoothie. I'm just gonna put it on my fingers and just work it through. And then what I'm doing is I'm just pulling it apart. I did put elastic bands in it just to hold it while I'm sleeping. So I'm just pulling them all out, separating them as I go. If you don't have elastics in them, it's way easier to pull them out, but what I'm doing is I'm just literally taking the elastics out, untwisting them like this, and then I'm pulling them out like so. So they are gonna be a little super curly the first day, so you kind of want to pull them as you go just to give them a little length, because they're gonna want to shoot right back up. This is because I did smaller ones, it's going to be very, very curly. So the best way to sleep with them is to have like a silk bonnet or a head tie. That will really help. So this is a perfect example of what you should be looking for when you're pulling them out. Should look like about this, like this. So we have them all out. Yep. All out. So you can also use like a wide tooth comb to kind of pull them out. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a little bit of frizz, and the frizz is important because it's what's gonna beef up the hair so that it's not like Shirley Temple, which is how I look right now. So I'm just combing them through. Again, a little oil on your hands will help break up the product. And this is why I said not to use a lot of product, because when you're pulling it through, it can be really tough and tight. So I have a pick. I'm just gonna pick it out at the root. I'm gonna go into the edges. So I've been doing a little style. This is kind of my signature. It's like a half up, half down. So, get a little elastic band. Just got a little bit of the SheaMoisture smoothie, slip it to the sides, and I just like a little guy like this. I think it looks so cute. You kind of do a little something else to a set, give it a little bit more structure. Bring out my edges a bit. And honestly, I use this for everything. I can get a brush, but sometimes I don't really use a brush all the time. I'll just do it like this. And I'll just slide it through my fingers. And you can use a brush if you want, but sometimes I don't like to use a brush because it just makes it look too sharp and not natural. And I like my baby hairs to look a little on the natural side. And there we go. You can spray it with hairspray after, and that will really help make it last. But the curl enhancing smoothie is pretty good.